Hi, and welcome to the Coming Strength and Fitness FitCast. I'm Jill, coach and owner of CSNF, and I'm here along with my team to take your fitness experience to a new level. In each episode, we'll bring you helpful conversations with our coaches, members, and guests to provide additional value to your gym experience and understanding to our mission at CSNF to change lives through fitness. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Coming Strength and Fitness, thank you so much for tuning into this episode today. We have a lot of fun, a lot of information, a lot of discoveries, a lot of personal stories. I hope all the above, jam-packed into this episode. We're talking all things habit. What is a habit? Some positive habits, some things that how we can break bad habits, all the habit talk. We have the usuals, the OGs, the superheroes, the awesome coaches, Jill and Jordan. You're like, please just keep telling me how awesome I am. Jill, what primary emotion are you feeling right now?
The giggles. I know that's not an emotion.
She
Sorry.
almost fell out of the chair.
Giggly.
So
I just about flipped off the
Maybe
chair,
you did.
so I'm giggly about that because of my klutziness. But
Jordan, what is the primary emotion you are feeling right now?
Man, I don't know. I have no idea.
he doesn't have emotions.
Jordan, do you have emotion? Don't listen to Jill.
No, I don't. Okay?
What is the primary emotion you feel on a daily basis?
Joy, I would say.
Joy.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
I like what I do for a living. I
I'm
like where I am in life.
Glad he likes what he does for a living.
That's a different topic for
Jill,
a
we need
different
to talk
day.
after this. Just kidding.
Jordan, Jill, we're going to do a quick deep dive into habits. Habits is, I think, a culturally relevant word. It's a popular word. It's a word that's kind of thrown out without some clarity around it. Where, oh, this habit here, this habit here. What's the difference between a habit and a behavior or just a simple action? Like, what are we even talking about? We're talking about, oh, your health habits, blah, 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 blah. So let's just put some language behind it today. We're going to give about a 30-second quick break because Jordan over here is choking on his water because he doesn't know how to drink through a straw.
We need to limit these podcasts to one per day, apparently.
Anyways, we're back in the swing of things with Habit Talk. Okay, we're getting into it. Jordan, I'm going to kick it off to you now that you can actually breathe. What is a habit? Just blanket term, define it. What is a habit?
I would say something that you consistently do. And I would say without a significant amount of effort.
Yeah.
I think that's when it changes from like a habit to,
Like an action or
like an action to a habit.
Yeah.
A habit is something that you do that doesn't require a lot of significant amount of effort.
Jill, what's a habit to you?
Something that you consistently do.
That's a very original answer.
Even if it takes a lot of effort,
Even
you
if
think?
it takes, it's just kind of how you live your life. Habits are hard to change. There's something that you kind of conform to.
To me, I say that habits are your go-to default mode. That when you aren't consciously thinking, your habits will take over. It's when not your conscious, but your subconscious just takes over. For example, brushing your teeth is a simple, easy habit because you don't have to consciously think left, right, okay, go over here. You just brush your teeth. Your brain has automatized or made it automatic this habit or this action into a habit because you don't have to think anymore. It's a regular tendency you do. It's a mindless behavior you can perform without thinking. It's just a habit, right? But habits, I like to say, are a double-edged sword because you can have good habits and bad habits.
Everybody has both.
And everybody has both, which is why we're going to talk about them. So the next question is, when it comes to all things habits, I think what's very important to talk about is goals versus systems. Because when it comes to goals are another popular word. Hey, what are your goals? What are your 3 months goals? Your goals lose 10 pounds. Goals lift this much weight. But when it comes to goals, everyone has goals. But systems, I believe, are what make all the difference. So, Jill, in your mind, if you were telling everybody what the difference between a goal and a system is, what is the difference?
The goal is what you want to do, and the system is how you're going to do it.
The goal is what you want to do, and the system is how you want to do it. Explain that.
So let's take an example. My goal is to eat more fruits and vegetables. I can just lob that goal out there to my coach, to my friend, to whomever, but if I don't have a plan or a system to eat more fruits and vegetables, there's no way I'm going to reach that goal.
Jordan, would you add anything to that?
I would just say, like, the system is the series of steps that actually cause you to eat more fruits and vegetables, right? So I want to eat more fruits and vegetables is great, but saying, all right, when I go to the grocery store, I'm going to buy fruits and vegetables. When I get home, I am going to prepare those vegetables. After that, I'm going to put those in Tupperware. So the system is like the series of steps that enables you to execute on that goal.
And, you know, and a good goal is more defined than I just want to eat more vegetables. What is more?
Right.
Is that just one more a day, or is that a certain amount per day?
Right.
So, you know, you could get into the nitty gritty of goal setting and being really meticulous on how you set the goals and what it says.
So to you guys, where do habits intersect with this conversation with goals and systems? Like, why are we looping this into the conversation of habits? Jill?
Just by the nature of what we do. I mean, we are here to help people reach fitness and health and strength goals. And without a system in place, it's going to be very difficult for them to reach those goals. And that's why we're here to be their coach, is to help them find a way to reach that goal. So they intertwine directly here by what we do.
Right. Jordan?
Yeah, I'd say we want to we want to habitualize the healthy behaviors, right? So a lot of people, depending on how they're raised and how they grow up, I mean, I know me, for instance, like, I didn't think there was anything weird about eating out most of my meals, right? And then a lot of people get to a point where they're in college or they're then in control of their lives, and there's no like, hey, everyone should be eating this particular way, or everyone should be taking care of their body or whatever. So our goal as a gym is to help people, you know, habitualize those, you know, healthy habits and changing their default behavior. So if their default behavior is, well, at lunch I'm going to go to McDonald's, I'm going to leave the office and go pick up some fast food. We want to change that to, I'm going to eat some food that I prepared that's healthy, and then I'm going to take a 30-minute walk.
Yeah. I like to think about when I have conversations like this, so many people, when they want to start, aka getting healthy, they think, I got to get in the gym, I got to get my nutrition in check, and they see a high barrier of entry. They see it's very hard to do. There's lots to do. They don't know what to do. But for someone like us who've been doing this for a long time, we had to start at one time, and there was a higher barrier of entry for us, and that there was a lot more friction to where we wanted to go. But imagine when we were there, what if our go-to default mode, the things we didn't have to think about, it was just a regular part of who we were, put us in the direction, was taking us on the path towards health and fitness. That when it comes to goals and systems, our goal is, we want to be the healthiest version of ourselves. But the system is how we're going to do that. But what if your habits were your system to take you where you wanted to go? That instead of thinking, oh my gosh, eating clean is so hard, or meal prepping is so hard, or getting to the gym is so hard, what if that was just a byproduct of your natural day-to-day rhythm? It was your go-to default mode. So you regularly habitualized going to the gym, sleeping 8 hours, getting enough water, down-regulating your stress, cultivating community with like-minded people. Those are your systems to become the healthiest version of yourself. But when those are habitualized, like you said, Jordan, that's when you don't have to. It's not. For example, the reason why we're able to sustain these habits is because they are part of our identity. We don't think of, oh my gosh, I need to go work out anymore. It's more identity change, and like, okay, I am an exerciser. I am an exerciser. It's not, oh, I have to exercise. I am a baker. I am a musician. I am an athlete. So that's just a little bit about that. So another important part of that is our environment, not just our environment like at the gym, but our environment in our kitchen, our environment in our house, our environment in our office. How does your environment play a piece into our habits?
Huge.
Jill?
I mean, your environment will do one of two things. It will positively impact your goal and your systems, or it will negatively impact them. For instance, let's say you want to drink more water. I know you're big on water, Alex. Having water easily accessible to you in a cup with a straw near you at all times, in your car at all times, it's easily accessible. You're going to be able to reach that goal a lot easier because your environment is there to support you.
Yes.
If you're never near water and you have to walk a mile to go get it, I mean, the chances of you being successful in that goal are much lower.
Right.
So if you can kind of create an environment around what habits you want to create and what goals that you have, you're going to be much more successful than not.
Have you guys ever heard, it was more popular a couple years ago, but that YouTube thing that blew up that was like, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
where there's a cultural lie in that says it's all a matter of willpower. That if you gotta want it, you gotta want it, you gotta want
you can
it.
totally trick the system.
Where
Yeah.
when it comes to desire and initial motivation, that'll eventually wear off. Because I mean, we've been doing this for a handful of years. I've been doing it for upwards of 8-9 years. I haven't wanted to live a healthy lifestyle all 8 years, where my motivation will increase and decrease, but the environment you surround yourself with
And the
will either
people.
help or hinder the direction you want to go.
Yes.
I like to say your environment is the invisible hand that shapes all human behavior. Because
Is that in your book?
it is. Because when you don't have to think and you open up your refrigerator, you're going to pick the thing that's right in front of you. And whether I have, I don't know, Pop-Tarts and Oreos in my pantry, or if I have mixed nuts, I'm going to grab whatever's there. And that's why I don't buy Pop-Tarts and Oreos, because I would eat them.
Only on vacation.
Yeah.
Toaster strudels.
Where I'm not completely against like eating crappy food, like I do the 80-20, because I want to. There's more to life than food. But I'm going to prime my environment so that the easiest, most frictionless decision is the one that's going to help me in the direction I want to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I've probably meal prepped every week for the last 7 years.
Wow.
At least.
Wow.
But when there is bad food in my house, I will eat it.
I will eat it.
I will eat it.
Right.
And people are like, "Oh, you're so disciplined. You're so." I'm like, "No."
No.
People brought
Crumble.
peanut butter M&Ms. Well, they brought us Crumble as well. for Ansley's injury, we ate it.
We ate
right?
it,
And then
yes.
it got to a point where I was like, I got to get this out of the house.
Yes.
Like, it's,
I have
you know,
literally thrown away Easter baskets full
Yeah.
of candy, Halloween bags full
Right.
of candy
Just gotta throw it
out
away.
of my pantry because I'm like, get it out. I just
Yeah.
got to get it out.
Many people think the healthiest people are the most disciplined.
Yeah.
Where maybe some of them are, but a majority, I think, just prime your environment
Yes.
to make the easiest decision to help you go in the direction you want to go.
Well, and it's the discipline to prime your environment as well. But I mean, we are tribal people. I mean, we are like whether some people say like, oh, I'm not influenced by other people, which is BS. Like everybody knows
Yes.
you are.
Yes.
If you surround yourself with healthy people, you tend to become more healthy. If you surround yourself with good people, you tend to become a better person.
Yes.
So like take the difference between somebody gets off work and they go to a bar from
Right.
5:30 to 6:30
Right.
versus somebody gets off work and they come to the gym from 5:30 to 6:30. Like where do they end up in 5 years?
That's a great point. You really are the average of the 5 closest people to you. I mean, the old adage of show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I
Absolutely.
mean, that's why parents are so particular on who they let their kids hang out with, because you know that influence is so strong, right? Because we really are that all has to do with our environment.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I was just gonna say that's one reason CrossFit gyms are a little bit different. Is when you go into a Globo gym or a cycling gym or whatever, there's not a strong sense of community. It's usually it's get in, get out. Whereas in a CrossFit gym, it is more social. It is more tribal. I mean, we have tribal like member shirts, so we have like how long people have been members of the community. But that does, you know, like you said, it can create friction for people who are unhealthy stepping into the gym because they see, well, all these people are fit,
Right.
and I'm not.
Right.
So I don't fit in with these people. It's like the, you know, middle schooler going to lunch and like, where am I going to sit type deal. Same you could say for like church, right? So people that don't behave well are usually they don't want to go to church because that's where they feel bad about themselves.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So
let's get into some practical things when it comes to, and again, this isn't just the gym, this isn't just nutrition, this is just we want to live healthy lives in general when it comes to all things habits. So let's look at, to you, what is one habit that most people regularly do that is negatively impacting their health? It could be a culturally accepted thing. It could be a mindless thing. It could be an intentional, hey, we better stop doing that. But in general, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people will frequently do that's negatively impacting them in the direction they want to go. Jill?
You're going to have to, I know you even talked about this before, but
You're
Come back to me.
You're still something. She says pass.
come back to me.
Jordan.
I remember what yours was, and I liked it so much I can't get past it.
I'm going to go back to what we just said. I would say it's people, you said bad habit.
Yes, negative one that's impacting your
People
health.
surrounding themselves with people that they don't want to be like.
Yeah.
You know, so again, it's just, if your friends all get off work and they go to a bar and you want to be a healthy person, that person is probably not going to get off work and go to the bar 5 times a week, right? So you need to surround yourself with people that are healthy and are where you want to be in life or like exhibit what you want to be in life. Does that make sense?
Your community is the strongest dose of accountability you ever get.
Is that in your book too?
Yep.
So good.
You should read it.
Amazon link in
yeah.
bio.
Yeah.
Hello Health.
That's
Alex
right.
Cottingham.
There will be future episodes. Stay
Yes.
tuned. Shameless plug.
Coming up soon.
The one that I said is people are addicted to their phone. And I don't care what your thoughts are and what your definition of the word addicted is. We are all addicted. I'm addicted to my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, us sitting in the studio today are addicted to our phone. And the reason is because the first time I said I'm going to do a 24-hour phone detox and not look at my phone, within the first 5-6 hours, I could feel me going through withdrawals. Like, okay, when I was just sitting there bored, I was just grabbing for it, but I knew I couldn't, so I had to put it away. I was going through my phone. And the reason that's negatively impacting our health is because it is making us shift our focus from the most important things. We can waste so much time. We can compare. We can just sink into the dark hole of Facebook and just get into the comparison trap and all of that. Yeah, we can still stay up to date with our friends from out of state or look at what the gym's do, and that's great. But you can check your social media in under 5 minutes a day and boom, get everything you need to know and be out of the door. Where if you are scrolling and I'm speaking to myself right now, that if I am on my phone for more than 15 minutes a day, I know, other than Google Maps or the weather or text messaging or calling, that's what normal phone functions for. But for all things internet that we're just going through the news or going through social media, I mean, I really do feel like that is a band-aid to a bullet hole of a superficial action that really is masking a lot of things that are going on inside, whether you aren't comfortable with the people you're with or you're not comfortable with facing situations that you should face. So I think if we just take a digital detox some part of the week and I heard a quote that said 99% of culture's problems is man's inability to sit in a room by himself with just his thoughts in silence. And I'm like, I don't know if I would say it's 99%, but I would agree more with that statement than not. That if more people just had a little bit more mental clarity, self-awareness, and just face the things they need to face internally and stopped masking it with just getting on their phone and just commenting on other people on all the things they disagree with, but rather focus on what they need to focus on. I mean, it goes back to the biblical thing of why look at the log in someone else's eye when the speck in your own. Like, focus more on you before you ever criticize. I think that could make a world of difference. I'll get off my soapbox. I apologize.
Liked it. I like that soapbox. Okay, I have mine.
Jill?
A bad habit is not being intentional with the 24 hours that you have. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. Every human. Elon Musk has the same 24 hours that I have.
He does?
That my kids have. That a baby has. Like, everybody has the same hours. And I hear the excuse all the time, I don't have time for fitness. I don't have time for food prep. I don't have time to stretch and mobilize. But I have 5 hours to spend on Instagram.
Right.
And Facebook, So, I mean, I think people, if they were to plot out their hours in a day and actually fill in each hour with what you do, you would be absolutely shocked at how much time you waste when you could be doing something that would be a bit more useful in your life. I did this activity once.
The 15-minute plot?
For a whole week.
Yeah.
And I was doing it just to kind of figure out how much I was training, how much, all these things. And I was like, I waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
I waste a lot of time. I could be reading here, or I could be doing some research, or I could be, going outside and throwing the ball with Ryder or something like that.
Talking with your family. I mean, praying. I mean, some things that, we don't have time for.
Oh, I guess I could meal prep this day.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. So, with just not being intentional with the hours that you get every day.
So, on the flip side, Jordan, we'll start with you. What is one positive habit that you wish everyone would regularly do? Whether it's 60 minutes, take the 7:30 class, or hey, get 8 hours of sleep, or drink enough water throughout the day. What is one positively impacted habit that you wish everybody would do?
I would say meal prep. I feel like, and that's a very lame answer, right? One positive habit, but I think a lot of people don't understand what all is going into their body when they eat food prepared by other people, especially fast food, right? It's like, it's not that bad. You don't understand what chemicals or oils or whatever all go into that food, or that actually it is a 1,200 calorie meal when if you had prepared it yourself, it would be like a 600 calorie meal. So I think meal prep would be, one, it saves a lot of time, It also saves a ton of money. If you've ever compared the cost of meal prepping versus eating out every meal, I mean, it's like 4 to 5x the amount of money you'll save. So meal prep, obviously, weighing and measuring is a whole nother conversation, but I think just preparing food for yourself is a step that it's kind of like becoming an adult. I remember when I was in college and I came from eating fast food all the time, like Taco Bell every day. And then you become an adult at some point and you're like, all right, how is this supposed to be done? Right.
Yo quiero Taco
meal prep.
Bell.
So quiero Taco Bell. Jill, what's your one positive habit? that you
Read
wish-
10 pages a day.
Read 10 pages a day. Why?
Why not? I just am a big believer in continuing to grow your intellectual bucket. And that can be, but it doesn't have to necessarily be an intellectual book, but continuing to learn and grow as a human. Reading things for me personally related to health, fitness, nutrition, recovery, performance, like I can totally geek out on those things. I like to read, spiritual books. I like to read nonfiction books, fiction books, autobiographies, biographies, anything that I can do to expand my knowledge of the world.
I love that.
Neither of you read books about Sherpas.
We did not.
We did not. Shameless plug.
You
couple
put us in our
episodes
place
ago,
on that one.
Jordan did enlighten us about the
Yeah.
Sherpa.
You got us.
I don't know if I could just pick one as in this is the number one thing, but one of them that came to mind was, I don't know how you would say it, but basically take time to stop and eat. Where I have
Mindful eating.
Mindful eating,
Yeah.
as in, I have a tendency to, do everything in the morning and then I'll bring my breakfast with me or bring my coffee with me or I'll eat on the road or I'll just grab something quick and I'll just keep go, which kind of bleeds into the one I was going to say is my number one habit would be live with margin. We are such a hurried, hustled culture, going, and I'm speaking to myself that I literally have had to, in my Google Calendar, schedule either me time, family time, or specifically set 30 to 60 minutes between meetings or between things that I'm doing just to give my mind and my soul time to transition well, and it allows me to have conversations in those margins. I'm not rushed to the next one, and I have a tendency of stacking client, class, hybrid PT, all these different things on top of one another, and I've missed the opportunity to actually see the people behind the process in that time, and I've realized that, I could be more effective or efficient if I'm just boom, but it takes a toll on my mind and soul. And when I'm looking at the full body holistically and I want to be the healthiest version of myself, I need to live with margin. We need to live with margin, whether that's an hour before bed, taking the screens off and just talking with your family or whatever, reading a book, or spending time at dinner to actually unravel what you guys did through the day and have a conversation about that, or just spending 30 minutes in silence while you're driving home rather than listening to another podcast or another music, but just give your time margin for your brain to detox the day and then transition to home, whatever that looks like. That's been one beneficial thing for me, is to live with margin.
It's good.
Last one. What are some resources you would tell people to check out when it comes to learning more about habits? I think we're all going to say the same thing, but Jill?
My favorite book.
Absolute. It's phenomenal.
And you can borrow it. Anybody out there, you can borrow it. It's on Lent here at the gym. Atomic Habit.
It is
Also subscribe to his newsletter.
the 321 every Thursday.
It's
It
so
is
good.
phenomenal.
Practical ways to create habits. James Clear. He wrote Atomic Habits. James, we love you.
James, if you were listening, please just comment, just text me, email us.
Give us
we
5
should
stars.
get him on here. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
James, are you available?
Yes, please. But Atomic Habits is a book. He has an entire platform about just how to build better habits and break bad ones. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's a game changer. Jordan, what would you tell people?
I'm going to give you a different one then.
Oh, good. Oh, goody.
The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
That's also a goodie.
Steven.
Yeah.
That's a very good
Stevie
one.
boy.
And I feel like it's one of those books that everyone reads and they're like, oh, yeah, I've read it, but then nobody does.
Yes.
What's in it? It's like the Bible, for example. It's like, oh, yeah, I know all the Bible verses.
That's
Do you
another
follow?
podcast.
No.
Yeah, another podcast for another day.
But the 7, that's a very good book for just, one for coaches, but also
Yeah.
just for anybody
Yeah.
that wants to be a good human or excel in life. That's a great book.
I'm definitely not going to say my own book because it's literally about 7 habits. I was going to say Atomic Habits. That's That's what I'll leave with. Don't even think of a third one. Just go to Atomic Habits.
Add it to your Amazon cart now.
Yes. Well, guys, this was just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to habits, but our encouragement is to look into them and to find what those keystone habits are for you that make all the difference. So last fun, quick hitter question today is, and again, I didn't preface this, so you guys, this is just...
You got to stop.
I know.
I'm going to need a heads up going forward.
Name one job you'd be absolutely terrible at. What is one job, and I know mine, which is hilarious. What is one job you'd be absolutely terrible at, Jill?
I already know, because I did one semester of professional counseling. Like, I was going to be a licensed professional counselor. I started my master's, and then I realized that rather than wanting to listen to people and help them find solutions to their problems, I just wanted to fix their problems.
Just tell them.
So I would be a terrible counselor.
Terrible counselor.
I just want to fix it. Like, let's just get this thing done.
That's funny.
Yeah, terrible.
Jordan, what is one job you'd be absolutely terrible at?
A nursery attendant.
Oh boy, yeah, he doesn't want to hold the babies.
Working in the nursery or preschool.
My babies are 14 and 10. If they ask you to hold them, we have a problem.
That's hilarious. I would be an absolute terrible interior designer. I know nothing about fashion. I don't know what looks good other than the Crocs.
Oh, well, obvious.
Other than the Crocs,
If
those
the
are
way
given.
that you design your
We should do
foot
videos
apparel.
so people can see
Yeah,
this
you guys
on
need
your
an image
feed.
of this, but yeah, I know we talk about them nearly every
And those socks.
podcast,
Oh.
but man,
Hey, Jill got me these socks.
I actually did for his birthday last year.
But not for those shoes.
I'm actually
No.
gonna get 2 or 3 other pairs of Crocs so I can like different like the colors and all that stuff. But when it comes to what looks good on a wall or a house or decorations or all this stuff, I'm like, I'm all function, no fashion. So
We can tell by the way you put Crocs on your feet.
Are you a good interior designer?
I can copy good ideas.
Okay.
that's better than I can.
Yeah, I cannot come up with them on my own, but if I see a photo of something I like, I can copy it.
I'm not lying. Ask Hannah, my wife. I will come out with an outfit and I have to ask her like, is this okay? And she'll be like, no. And I'll have to go back and like, because
Well, I mean, at
literally-
least you have the self-awareness to ask. Because if you came into the gym and asked me, I'd be real honest.
Well, here's what makes it even worse. I don't care.
We
So
know.
If I'm walking in with like
Obviously.
Crocs and like a wife beater on or like whatever.
Crocs.
Oh, wow.
Crocs and a wife
Oh,
beater?
dang. You
That
have,
is the Forsyth
you
County
have
special.
crossed the line.
That
You've
is.
crossed
The
the
thing
line.
is, though, I'm like, I don't care what other people think, so I'm just going to
Yeah.
wear what's comfortable or do what I think is best.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. I'm admitting that's terrible. I
Yeah.
need to have more concern what people think in public, but I don't.
Do you wear pajama pants in public?
Oh, easy. I will wear pajama
Oh,
pants like Kroger or
God.
Where's
something.
the
No.
weirdest place you've worn your comfy? I mean,
Probably to the store or something. I don't know. Getting gas or I'm just
Mm-hmm.
out and about. The thing is, I don't equate like where I'm going to what I'm wearing. I'm just like, oh, I'll just walk. For example, I had a meeting over at the fairgrounds with this guy that had business attire on. I just walked in with my Crocs and shorts and everything. I'm like, hey, I'm here.
hey, we want to run a huge event. We're totally good for it, and we're just, figuring out
Sir,
if you
are
think
your
we're
shoes
legit.
made of rubber?
Coming
these
Strength
are-
and Fitness,
these
you were
are
getting
Crocs.
a sneak peek into the intervention that I need very bad. But anyways, that's besides the
We
point.
all have our things.
We all have our things. So if you have any kind of fashion tips you can help me with, I would greatly appreciate it.
He doesn't
But-
care, though.
But I'll admit that I need help. Coming Strength and Fitness, thank you so much for this episode on all things habits. Jordan, Jill, you guys are great, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thank you for joining us today, friends. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and gained a greater understanding of the mission and vision of the CSNF community. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram under Coming Strength and Fitness, or hit us up on comingstrengthandfitness.com. See you next time.